when Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go back to New England, his first trip back to New England since he left, he obviously returns as a Super Bowl champion. It is going to be, according to some, Rob, the biggest regular season game in NFL history. Now, we thought that was a little bit overboard. We'll see. I mean, but I tell you this, Rob, it will be one of, if not because of modern technology and all that, it may be the most hyped regular season game in NFL history. And Tom Brady Sr., Rob, yes, Tom Brady's dad, he called into a radio station in Boston this morning and added to the hype. Here's what he said.
I saw the schedule come out last night, and I started salivating when I saw that we play the Patriots in the fourth game of the season, and that we're coming up here to make our record 4-0 after the fourth game. So wow. It's a pretty fun time.
That's Dad, not please. Even Tom Brady.
Dad,
that's Tom Brady Sr.
Dad, are you on Tampa Bay? Did they sign you too? Come on, man. I get it.
You got
You're happy about your son.
Saying that.
Oh my,
if your dad said that about you, would you be mad?
I'm just saying, like he's calling up the station to kind of rub it into Boston people's face. Why would you do that? Why would you make the people not like Tom Brady when he won 6 championships there? I don't get that part, Chris. Like he's rubbing it in their face. Why? I thought Tom Brady's synonymous with the Patriots and all that winning. Really? 1 year in Tampa Bay and Boston and New England is out the window? Come on.
Well, I don't think anybody in New England is going to hate Tom Brady because of that.
No, I'm just saying. I don't understand why Dad would get involved in that. That's all.
Well, here's what I will say, right? Like we said, we'll see if it's the greatest regular season game ever, whatever. But I will say this, Rob. The more I think about it, I think week 4 of the 2021 NFL season is going to be a nightmare. A nightmare, I tell you, for Bill Belichick. It's going to be bad. Number one, Rob, because Tom Brady, who Belichick couldn't get out of New England fast enough, returns as a Super Bowl champion with a stacked team, with Rob Gronkowski, the former Patriot. And on top of all of that, Rob, he could be in position to become the all-time NFL passing yards leader right there in Foxborough. Last year, he averaged 289.6 yards a game. That's pretty high. I mean, we'll see if he can start the season off that way, but that's good. If he does that again, Rob, through the first 3 games, then he will be on pace to break the record, Drew Brees' record, all-time passing yards. He's like roughly 1,100 yards behind Brees. He will be on pace to break it right there in Bill Belichick's face, in Bill Belichick's yard. And my goodness, Rob, even if he can't break the record or doesn't break the record, it's still going to be a nightmare for Bill Belichick. It really is.
I just can't see that far and believe that. What if they're struggling? What if Tom Brady's not playing well? What if they're 0-3? What if they pick off Tom Brady 3 times? He throws 3 interceptions. I mean, there's so many things that can happen. Chris, I get the scenario and what you're setting up, but we need to get closer there before I can just commit to saying it's going to be a nightmare. It might actually be Belichick's revenge because his defense plays well against Tom Brady, beats him. Tom throws some picks, doesn't play well, and then he can say, man, I know how to defend that guy or whatever. If I was coaching in the Super Bowl, not the Chiefs, I just forgot his name. After
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid's terrible performance there. And you got to admit, he was
You never miss a
outcoached in that.
chance to rip Andy Reid.
And, well, come on, Chris. That was terrible. When Patrick Mahomes scores no
his
points.
offensive line was jacked up.
Nah, but you got to come up with something.
I
that
did
you don't
pick
run
the Chiefs.
and you don't run the football, Chris. Come on, you got to do something to mix it up. But my point is, we have to wait to see where we are, whether or not that's going to be a nightmare. That's all I'm saying. I'm not there yet.
Even if Brady's not in position to break the record, Rob, it's still going to be a nightmare. Now, you're right. Maybe Belichick will pull a rabbit out of his hat. Maybe Belichick will turn back the clock. Maybe Belichick's Patriots will have a year that very few are expecting them to have, and they will put it on the defending Super Bowl champions who, again, are stacked. Maybe. And maybe Emmanuel quickly will win the MVP award next year in the NBA. I'm just saying, Rob Parker, even if Tom Brady doesn't break the record there, his return is a reminder to Belichick and everyone else in Boston, greater Boston, that you could still be rolling. You could still be rolling. Had you kept Tom Brady and spent money to put pieces around him, all that money you spent this summer, you could have spent it on when Brady was there. And maybe, just maybe, your dynasty would still be intact.
I think that's
he knows
the biggest
how to
reach.
beat Pat Mahomes.
That's the biggest reach.
How's it
ever.
a reach? He just
Because
went to a 7-9 football team and won the Super Bowl.
No, because they didn't have the people or the freedom last year, Chris. The money opened up after last season. They didn't have it. They were strapped.
They could have spent more.
No, they
than
could
they did.
not.
Remember,
They were strapped.
He wouldn't go out to get skilled position.
They were
players.
strapped. And the other thing
that's
is,
what everybody was
in the
saying.
AFC,
Go get some skilled position players.
I don't buy that. If Tom Brady was still there, they would have made it to the AFC. They would have won the Super Bowl or gotten to the Super Bowl. I don't buy that for 1 minute. And
you haven't bought it since 2012.
No, I wouldn't buy that last year. And number two, Bill Belichick didn't do anything wrong. He's done what every other football coach has ever done. All the greats have finished their careers elsewhere because that's what you do in that league. He didn't do anything wrong. They kept Brady maybe 2 or 3 years longer than he really wanted to.
Really? They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but he had no touchdowns in that Super Bowl. He didn't play that great.
They won the Super Bowl. The goal
doesn't matter. I'm just telling you
is to win it.
That the same thing. It's Brady won the Super Bowl the same way that Peyton Manning won it, with an awesome defense.
No, he wasn't that bad.
And that was it. Not to say that, but it was an awesome defense that stopped Patrick Mahomes from scoring a single point in the Super Bowl.
Well, you talking about in Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I'm talking
last year. Brady played well though.
No, that I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes having a 0.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, the defense was great, but Brady played well too. He certainly wasn't.
The defense won the Super Bowl. The team
won the Super Bowl. The team won the Super Bowl.
Nah, if I had to pick one of the two, the defense won the Super Bowl. No,
the team won it.
Pat, you told me that
you
Patrick
Mahomes. Points.
You told me Patrick Mahomes is the Michael Jordan, and he gets no points in a Super Bowl.
Did Michael Jordan win it every year?
No, that's not what I said.
6 out of 15 years. So I think Pat Mahomes is still on pace.
No,
I'm just saying.
it.
You brought up Michael Jordan.
For a guy to get skunked in a Super Bowl who's supposedly going to be the GOAT or one of the greatest all time, I can't. That's almost impossible to believe. I saw Jordan get stripped
from behind by Nick Anderson in the playoffs.
Okay. All right. Did he get 0 points?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Did he get 0 points?
Well, it's different sports, Rob. I mean, come on.
I can't believe that the GOAT, the greatest quarterback ever, or supposedly en route,
but
got 0 points in the Super Bowl.
We'll see. Michael Jordan got swept in the playoffs a lot of times, and he went on to become the GOAT. All I've said is the potential is there, just like the potential for Belichick to have a nightmare in Week 4 of the 2021 season. All right, are you with me? This is going to be a nightmare for Belichick Week 4.
Seth in Illinois, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
Guys, how you doing? First-time caller. Love the show.
Thank you, buddy.
My man. Thank you. Yes.
It's going to be an absolute nightmare. Tom Brady is the GOAT. And here's the thing. I got family that live up in Boston on my wife's side of the family. And when Tom Brady and the Bucs won the Super Bowl this last year, it was like the Patriots won. They were going crazy. They still love Tom Brady.
Wow.
So I won't be surprised at the game that the fans will be just excited to see the Bucs score, see Tom Brady do well, than to see, of course, their own Patriots win. So that's what I think.
Wow.
That's so
I
weak.
like Seth.
I think
Seth,
that's weak.
Keep
Thanks for
calling
calling,
in,
Seth.
my man.
Appreciate
Hey,
it. All right.
wow, if they take over that stadium, Rob, I don't think
I don't
take
believe
over,
it.
but I think it might. Maybe it'll be 50-50. They'll cheer for both teams, if Brady scores.
Glenn in North Carolina, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Glenn?
What's going on, fellas? This is a second-time caller. I love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
And I've been sitting here listening and just laughing at Rob hating on the Patriots. So,
Oh yeah.
Well, my comment is, I think people are dropping the ball. I think Cam and Belichick is going to have a lot on their minds, and they're going to want to show the people that the Patriots are back. I think that's what's going to happen.
Didn't Cam want to do that last year? I mean, he was talking about the lion roaring and all that, right?
But
Instagram,
a lot
all
of
that
times
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of times people forget that Cam was hurt. He had COVID. He didn't get a chance to practice with the team. I think Cam is
The
going to have something to
COVID
prove.
may have shut him down. I'll give you that because he was off to a nice little start. But
Exactly.
This notion, I'd love to see it, but this notion that Cam is going to come out and have a great year, we've been waiting on it for a few years now, and it hasn't happened. I'm sorry. I don't think it's happening.
I think you're going to get it. Watch. I think you're going to get
Well,
it.
call back after week 4.
All right, can
We'll
we
see.
squeeze in one more?
One more, yep.
Let's squeeze in Coop in Seattle. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Coop?
Fellas, how you guys doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good. I'm relocating to Oregon, so it won't be Seattle anymore pretty soon. But
Okay.
real quick, hey, Chris, you out your mind. I just don't.
Oh,
get
really?
You, bro.
I'm out of my
I
mind.
really don't. I really don't get you, bro. I mean, before you start to ramble, let me hit you off with a couple of facts. That guy's going to be 44 on August 3rd.
He was
It ain't like
43 last year.
Okay.
When you seen a
okay,
43-year-old do what he just did?
Chris, he's about to be 44 next August. The guy's over, man. It's over. And he went to
Really?
a stacked team.
Where's the
He went to a
evidence?
stacked team.
Give me
He
some
went to a-
evidence that he's 44. That's your evidence? Because
No,
you could
my
have said the
evidence
same
is
thing a year, 2 years ago.
Coop, you couldn't be more spot on, Coop. You
Oh,
know, people
gosh.
drinking the Kool-Aid for years on Tom Brady. You already
Right,
know
you
it,
can't
Coop.
live
Hey,
forever.
Coop, what
Exactly.
did I
Thanks,
say?
Coop.
What did I say when
Thanks,
Tom
Coop.
Brady signed with the Buccaneers? They
Yeah,
are
Coop.
going
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl.
But he picked the
I
Chiefs
picked
to
the
win
Chiefs
the
to
Super
beat
Bowl.
them, but I
Yeah, okay.
picked the Tampa
He was so
Buccaneers
caught up.
from
He was
day
so
one
caught up that
to
Tom
go
Brady was so
to the
great
Super Bowl.
that he was going to win. That he was getting to the Super Bowl,
didn't
but
pick
that
him to win
Mahomes
it.
was going to win.
No, right.
Okay, that's
Well,
how much
yeah.
confidence you had in Tom Brady.
Well, hold on.
Now
I'm
you
not-
think he's
I'm not
all
a
that,
Tom Brady
and he's going
fan.
to win
I'm
this
just
year.
saying,
Now he's
no,
going to win this year.
I haven't picked him to win it this year.
Oh, okay.
I haven't picked Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl. What I said, I picked them to win the NFC.
I'm just asking you about if
That's
you were
a
so
good
into
prediction,
Tom
'cause you
Brady
were
and
killing me.
he's
It ain't
so
about
great.
being into Tom
I'm
Brady.
just
It's
asking
about
you. He's
what
so
I
great.
think
He
is
had won
going to
6
happen.
championships, but you didn't pick him for the Super Bowl. That doesn't
7,
make
Rob.
sense to me.
7.
No, I said going into that 6. He had already won 6, but you didn't pick
It's not
him.
about cheering for Tom Brady. It's
I didn't
about
say
what
about
I
cheering.
think is
I'm just
going to
surprised
happen.
you didn't pick him.
And why? Because I think Pat Mahomes is great too. So I was wrong on the Super Bowl,
better?
but that's a heck of a predict. Well, historically, right now, obviously Tom Brady is, but in this moment, Patrick Mahomes is better.